that inverter there, those batteries, those batteries, those batteries, is currently hashing at 300 hashes a second by itself through that meter, what I got from Banggood, into that red power cord, and into a big long yellow one, and all the way to the house. The PC and the graphics card's power supply both running off this. 13.7 in the bank, still got a little bit of charge going in. So how many 3 kilowatts we can burn up. Three kilowatts into, I think it's mine and Monero at the moment. Anyhow, good use for the power, and as you can see, even with the load on there, we've got quite an abundance. 13.8 is a great voltage for resting lead acids. So the next morning, it's about 8:30. Sun's up. Only just, it's charging. It's light enough out there, but the sun's way over this side of the sky. It's not exactly straight up and down. I still haven't re-terminated them. Been lazy. I'm still going to leave a loop so I can put the current clamp in there when I want to, but I did have one of them inline meters, but they were meant to take 60 amps and they kept melting. I don't think they were made for continuous duty kind of use, but they're just cheap rubbish. So the miner didn't stop all night. We're up to 3.2 kilowatt on the meter, and that just went all night, no worries at all. Like that inverter won't shut down to about 10.8, 10.5, something like that. We still had 2 volts of 1.8 volts of headspace, which is pretty awesome for a bunch of second-hand batteries. Now I've still got this. So what we'll do is we'll leave the miner going as it was all night today and see what happens with the charge control. See if it gets right up into the high 14s again after it catches up charging all the batteries. There's 500 watts of solar on there. If it does, I've got this blue, it's about, I measured it as about 50 amp hour, and there's another one down there that's the same. So we'll chuck another 100 amp hour into it, and worst case we'll put a boost converter on the other one over the other side of the shed and send some power over to this pack when the other pack over there is charged. The output wires here on the charge controller, you can set them up so they don't come on until a certain voltage, and we can use them to feed a boost controller, run them around the wall, and put them into this pack. So I intend on doing something a bit better than obviously the jumper cables for these. I might even make a little shelf, because there's no point having them sprawled out all over the floor everywhere. In winter it's probably not going to be any good for them having them on the cold floor. But I might make a shelf to put the shields up and kind of build them in a shelf up the wall. Keeps them close as well. And then we're going to get this beast into service. It's got a lot of its self-users already. And got 2 of these BMSs that are meant to handle 30 amps, so we'll get that all together and see if we can't have even more stored power. Yeah, it seems to be charging now. I don't have the current clamp with me. It's in one of the buses, so I'll go and find that. But I also have another 40 watt solar panel. I might see if I can't chuck in the mix. No, it's only about 2 amps at 12 or 13 volts, but every little bit counts, and as we get towards winter we're not going to get anywhere near the sunshine hours, but like I said, it's about 8:30 now, so the sun's nowhere near hitting the panel where it should be. It's still down low. We're generating power, we didn't run out, and we're still using some, and we're mining with it. So this is the ultimate goal. The biggest thing about crypto mining is how long your hardware will last versus how much it costs versus how much your power costs. So if you stick all of those together in an equation and get rid of the power cost one, and the gear you buy is nice and reliable, so you get a few years out of it, you've won. Market's up and down at the moment, but if you can mine it with solar and you're not spending the money on the electricity, yeah, you're certainly winning. So at the moment it's hashing between 300 and 340 on the GTX 660 GPU doing Monero, and the little CPU in the poor computer that it's riser carded into is doing about 30 hashes a second, I believe. A little dual core, little Dell thing. So we probably could turn the dual core off and not run that, and we could probably get rid of the mechanical hard drive and put a little SSD in it, but there's no point spending money on the that little system. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you a rundown on the little bit updated, a little bit better solar system. Inverter's up there, ticking away nicely, not getting hot. It's got an aluminium backplane to soak a bit of heat up. It's also got the better outlet point, because the one that was on it is horrible. They don't have any spring contact pressure, so they melt the ends off your plugs and they get hot. Still got to do a bit of rewiring on the charge controller to neaten that up. And our meter's doing great. I'll put a link to that in the video description for you. Banggood.com sent me that little beast. And there's obviously my output circuit breaker and an output power point. So yeah, if you're interested or you want to know anything more about it, just drop a comment down below and I'll see if I can't answer it straight up for you. I read all the comments. Subscribe over here, more videos over here. Thanks for that. Have a great day. Catches.